Welcome to the Wallace Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. Recently on the show, I had played some audio of Coach Phillips. He's a guy I've been following on TikTok, and he reads emails from parents that are just ludicrous. Like, what is the wind policy? Ethan came home and his hair was noticeably messed up. Like, you're like, I cannot believe as parents you are asking these kind of questions. But I think as a kid, as a teacher, I would love to hear questions from kids because kids, that's why we do that bit, Are You Kidding Me on the show? Because kids ask the craziest things and they're just curious. They just want to know things. And you can't get frustrated with them because they're just honest all the time. Mm-hmm. And so, Betty Lou, you came across something like this, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say they're cute. I would say that they're some of the funniest, dumbest things that students have said. And these are from teachers.
Nice.
So it's coming from the horse's mouth. So I think I've told this story, but I remember once in 11th grade when the World Trade Centers got hit, our principal came in and told us, and there was a girl in my class named Claire, and she raised her hand, and she said, are the World Trade Centers important? And I remember David behind her said, Claire, if the word world is in the title, then it's important.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's what I remember about the World Trade Center. But these might be a good tie for how ridiculous. First one is a teacher claims that her student turned in a paper that the student claimed she had written. However, the teacher was able to see that she had not written this paper.
Sure.
So she confronted her. And the student told her, it's mine because I paid my own money to have it written.
Oh, my goodness.
So you told on yourself.
Yeah. And you're not smart enough to realize that that's an admission of guilt.
Right.
But like somehow in your weird world, because you paid for it, then it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a weird thing where kids, I might honestly believe that, like, because they're not used to having to do things, a lot of times, like, well, I bought it, so it's mine. Just like if I bought shoes, they're mine.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to do this stupid work that you want me to do.
Yeah, you don't have to work hard at it.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. Another one said that she said she had a student come to her and said, how long is next period? And she said, well, it's 70 minutes, like all of them. And the student said, it feels like an hour. Okay.
Yeah, but this one is like, well, should we blame the teachers for not teaching them time at some point in time? That kid just kept getting passed along.
Good point. One student asked their teacher, how do you spell VCR? And then finally, this one is my favorite. A teacher noticed that his student up front was wearing glasses, but he noticed something was off about him. So he said, Emily, what's the deal with your glasses? And she said, these? I need them to see. And he said, but they don't have any lenses in them. And she said, they don't? And she poked her own eyeball through the glasses to check and see if there were lenses.
And there were not.
Yes.
Oh.
And then you're thinking, well, she didn't need them to see because there weren't even lenses in them to begin with.
I think she was trying to, she probably liked the way that she looked in the glasses maybe and was, trying to be like, well, I need them to see, duh. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, trying to make it funny.
Yeah, but had you known that there was no lenses in them, I wouldn't have poked my own eyeball through them. That's crazy.
I
feel like you would be one of these students where you ask some pretty crazy questions.
I always tried to ask things.
Yeah,
I did. I tried to ask things, that would be funny or
you need the attention.
Break up the class. Yeah. I was 100%.
You would be a teacher's worst nightmare.
Oh, I was. I was a class clown. Most of the teachers, I think, liked me for the most part because I was still a good kid and I was nice. I just was funny.
Funny
and
is
loud.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Loud. Oh, I believe that.
It's so weird too when you think about it. I was showing Betty this TikTok the other day of this teacher, and she seems so cool. Like she does a TikTok dance, and she has one of her kids do it with her, and so they both do this TikTok choreographed dance. Super cute. And I'm thinking that girl is probably like 22 years old, 23 years old, maybe. And that she's the teacher. And when I was a kid, I felt like every teacher was at least 40. I don't feel like any of them were young at all, with the exception of Miss Diamond and Miss Warden, who I picture them as being 30. But they probably, too, were each in their young 20s. Because when you're a little kid, everyone seems old to you,
Babies leading babies. I mean, I didn't have that experience myself because I think my school was where you go when you retire from teaching and then you don't want to retire type thing.
Or when you've been forced out of a school.
Maybe. I don't know. And you couldn't get a career anywhere else.
Yeah, you're like, okay, Sally, we'll take you.
Because all of my teachers were incredibly old.
Yeah. I remember Miss Frazier. She definitely, I knew, was old. She was my 5th grade teacher because she had
So
gray
she's
hair.
your age.
Yeah, I know. She probably was like 40 or 50 or something, But at the time when you're a kid, you think those people are,
Oh, yeah. Ancient.
Ancient, yeah. And it's just like when you're a kid, too, you think your parents are really dumb. You're like, man, you just don't know. You don't understand. Because you forget that your parents were kids, too.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents made the same dumb mistakes. Your parents tried to get away with the same stuff that you're trying to get away with. But you don't think of them in that light. But they were, and it's weird because I think about my parents, too, because they were always just your parents. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. They were young and dumb at one point as well, especially probably my dad. My dad probably did some dumb things.
So you got it from somewhere.
Oh, I did. I did. The stories he would tell, too, about the things that he did. And then he would always preface it with, but don't do this. And then you're like, well, I got to. Because then.
Did he read the room?
He did not. Yeah, he did not. Because then you're like, okay, if I do this, how mad could he be at me?
Because he's done it.
Exactly. Like
you,
it's almost like getting amnesty, for doing
Honestly,
something.
it was his fault, not
100%.
yours.
We're going to try a new segment here on the show, on the Aftercast, called I Got Questions.
I have several questions.
I have all the questions.
Okay. It's where I find like some headlines of different things, and they pause me enough to make me ask questions about it. Okay. Like this one. Here's the headline. Nonverbal woman with cerebral palsy hopes to break state skydiving record. Like, okay. This woman is nonverbal. How do you know she wants to break the state skydiving thing? She might be terrified. But your son or your friend or whoever's like, oh no, she wants to do this.
Just push her
and
out.
They just strap her to some dude that's like, she's kind of like moving pretty violently here and not saying anything. Are you sure? Oh, she's excited.
Yeah, she wants to do this.
Yeah.
Don't they make it now where they can communicate through like looking at an iPad or something? Like it tracks their eye movement and they can spell things or something. So maybe she just keeps accidentally saying yes, yes,
L P, and they keep hitting delete because we're getting this record, Norma.
Or help is next to yes.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I actually did a little bit of research into this. She does have cerebral palsy, so she doesn't have control over her arms and legs. And she went skydiving with her husband, I think her husband wants to break the record. Or her in the process. I don't know. But they say, though, where she's nonverbal, she uses a customized computer communication system. And she could say, despite her condition, that she loves to skydive. Although someone else could type that, But she's been more than 50 times.
Have you watched, it's a documentary on Netflix, and it's called Tell Them You Love Me?
No.
So it's a true story. It's all about this woman. It's been a while since I've watched it, so forgive me. And also, I wouldn't suggest it. But I think she was giving him, he was developmentally challenged, and she was giving him like homeschooling lessons or something. Anyway, she claims that they fell in love.
Oh, I do remember that story.
And she can like tell everyone what he's thinking, even though he's nonverbal.
Yeah.
And I think they got married or something. Yeah. And like his family is like, she's abusing him. Yeah. It was craziness.
I do remember that. Yeah, because it would be easy to take advantage of somebody. But I guess if she's gone 50 times and she
what's one more?
Yeah, exactly. So that was just kind of an odd one. Here's another thing that's really weird. Like, because we know that like smoking is bad for you. But they're trying to do a lifetime cigarette ban in the UK. So like, I've always felt like if you've ever traveled to like London, it looks like everyone's smoking. Like wherever you go, like there are people just standing outside smoking. There are babies in strollers smoking. I mean, it's just the craziest thing. Like everybody seems to smoke over there. And they did this survey that there's about 10% of people in Great Britain of their population that smoke, which is crazy.
Much
10%? That's pretty good. thing. When you consider like of your church 3% tithe, and so like of your whole population 10% are smoking.
Why are they making it illegal?
Well, because they're trying to help people who won't help themselves.
You can't do that.
Well, because it also is a tax on. They have like socialized medicine, and so it costs them about $30 billion a year, like taking care of these people. So they're like, well, if we can prevent it, then we don't have to spend as much money on it, which is not, they're never going to give money back to people, so it doesn't matter. But that's the idea, is that they're trying to help you. But here's the fascinating way of how they did it, or are trying to do it. They have to pass laws just like we do through their version of Congress, which is Parliament. And so the bill does this. It's fascinating. So children in Britain who are 17 years or younger obviously you can't buy cigarettes unless you're 18. It's the typical thing like here in the States. But what they've done with the law is every year that age goes up. So like starting now, if you were born in 2008, basically, then you cannot buy cigarettes today for this year. Next year, the age is going to raise for across the board. So everyone, them and younger, can't buy cigarettes. But it keeps raising every year from now until, 70 years from now. So basically, every time they turn a new year older, the law for what smoking constitutes changes. So basically, at some point in time, the law to buy cigarettes will be like 45 and younger, or whatever. It's a really innovative way to attack this problem. But man, there's a weird part of me that feels like, yeah, when I'm 40, I don't need you telling me what I can and can't do.
No, and at some point, after talking with people that I know that smoke cigarettes, I've learned that mainly it's an anxiety mechanism, so they use it to calm themselves down. And in those moments, if you're feeling anxious and you feel like you need a cigarette, well, you don't care what the government says.
Right.
You don't care. You're like, it's one more, who cares? And also, too, I can't see them implementing that here because of freedom.
Oh, yeah. We're big on
And
freedom.
in the South, I feel like even more the government can't tell you what to do.
Oh, sure. I mean, there was that story out of Alabama of the lady who gave birth, like an 8-pound baby, and it was smoking. So
I tell you what's going to get them is the price of cigarettes. If you
that's
hike
how
up
you
the
stop
price,
it. Yeah.
that's how you stop it. Because my parents, they have a neighbor that he smokes, and recently we were talking with him, and he said that now, I believe he said a pack is $14.
What?
Of the ones that he gets. And so how many are there in a pack?
26, 46, I don't even know.
I think it's like 20 something.
Okay.
But you start thinking about, like, back in the day, they were like 50 cents.
Yeah, a couple bucks.
Right. And my dad was like, I remember your uncle, he said, once packs start getting to $1, he said, I'm quitting. And he did. He went cold turkey once they hit $1, and he never touched them again. But now they're up to $14.
I can't even imagine that.
And you're just throwing them away.
Right.
Like, you're literally burning them and throwing
you
them away.
might as well take the $1 and smoke that.
So if you up the price, if you make it $20 a pack,
right.
I mean, people are going to get to the point where they're just so broke in this economy, can't do it. So you just got to stop.
That might be a better way to approach it for sure. Because, again, we're really big on freedoms here. European countries, they have less freedoms. They have more security, but less freedoms. Anytime you have security, your liberties are traded off. When you have more cameras everywhere to prevent crime or different things like that, then you give up your, right to privacy. So that's one of the trade-offs in that. And so it is interesting that they're doing that. So they said about 64,000 people die every year and 400,000 hospitalizations in England from this. And so I was curious, like you, I'm like, I don't know how you do this. So I've looked up how many people are killed in car accidents in England, because then you could make the case, well, more people are killed by car accidents than smoking.
Right.
I was wrong.
Oh.
The number was 1,300.
Oh.
I know. Like, I think that maybe, like, try ChatGPT, the U.S. How many people are killed in car accidents in the U.S.? I want to say it's something like 34,000 or 64,000, something like that. I think it's a really high number. I'm real curious about that. Chatty G thinking. In the U.S., killed by car accident.
About 36,000 to 38,000 people per year die in motor vehicle crashes in the U.S.
And it's probably, too, because we drive more. We have more cars on the road. They use a lot of public transportation in Europe. And so that probably keeps it way down. They're doing traffic circles. You're out, you're in these tight, congested things. You're not, flying around. And we're building cars that go as fast as they can.
Yeah. It said that roughly 100 people per day die in car accidents. Oof. And that's about one death per every 15 minutes.
I guess you could, if you argue about the civil liberty of it, you could argue that, remember when they made seatbelts a law? Mm-hmm. And why did they do that? Because people weren't wearing their seatbelts and they were dying, and they said, okay, this is the way we help save you from yourself. It's the simplest thing. You can click a seatbelt and definitely your odds go up of surviving.
And then they put that little
accidents.
Alarm in your car that goes bing, 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 bing. And then there are people like Wally that will just sit there like a psychopath in the little ding, 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 and just drive along.
I've learned to tune it out.
Unaware.
And I know, too, it stops by the time I get to the front of my
See, it doesn't need to stop.
My wife, when I get in the car and I don't put my seatbelt on right away, it goes, ding, babe. It literally gets one half a ding out.
Do you do that on purpose, though?
No, I just don't. I forget. And so then.
No, I don't believe that.
I do. And then
How can you forget something that you do every single day?
Because I just don't. I put it on eventually.
You don't forget to put on, brush your teeth?
No.
Go to bed?
I know.
Put your shoes on.
I put my seatbelt on somewhere along my drive. I should get better at putting it. I should get better at getting in the car. In my wife's car, I typically do, though. Here's what I do, because she has rules. Loves making rules. And
See, that's why I think you don't do it, is because you don't want to play by other people's rules.
Maybe. In her car, though, I get in, I hit the button to start it, then it's got that stupid auto off thing, that feature that turns your car off when it's idling.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I hate that feature. So there's a button to disable it. Mm-hmm. So every day I get in, I hit the start button, I hit the auto off button, and then I reach down to, it has another mode where you can do eco, so it's better gas mileage. So 2 clicks to the right, and then I put my seatbelt on in her car, because I've got all these other things going on. In my car, I'm coming to work usually. I get in, I'm thinking about work. The thing starts binging. I don't even think twice about it. Somewhere about half the way to work, I go, oh, I should probably put my seatbelt on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then I end up putting my seatbelt on.
Why do you hate that stall out thing?
Oh, because I had one time in a rental car in California, and it stalled out, and then it wouldn't start back again. And so it made me wig me out about the car stopping. And the reality is, too, it's not good for the car. They've actually come out and said this. The amount that you're saving in that little bit of time of green gas things or whatever is so negligible. But what happens is, think about it, you have a thing called a starter in your car. Every time you turn the car on, that starter has to trip. Every time. And so if you go from in the course of a year starting your car, 500 times for your one trip, your trips. But then if in all your trips, it's starting and stopping 20 times, then you multiply that part's going to wear out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you're stuck in traffic, you're really going to be using it.
Constantly starting and stopping. So I just don't like it. At least they let you turn it off.
Does Marty?
Yeah, she doesn't like it either. And when I forget to hit that button, another thing I do, because when you let your foot off the brake like you're going to start going again, it instantly starts it, And so what I'll do is, if I forget it, because she hates when I forget to turn it off, and then she's like, there's a little eye roll and a little noise, and she goes to reach over to start it. I take my foot off the gas so it starts right before she hits the button. I know I'm a child, but it makes me laugh because I get another eye roll and another, so makes my day.
Yeah.
Now, the other day, speaking of makes my day, you had told me that we had a birthday today. And
yes.
I'm assuming you were not lying to me.
I wasn't lying.
Good.
No. Today, Tyler wants to wish his lovely wife, Mandy, a happy birthday. He said Mandy has been a faithful listener of the show and podcast for over 10 years.
Nice, Mandy!
She is the most loving and thoughtful person. She is an amazing mom, a wonderful wife, and my best friend.
Fantastic. Aww. I love it. Thank you for listening for so long.
Question.
Yes.
What is the show, podcast, or series that you have stuck with the longest as a regular listener?
Show, podcast, or series?
Yeah.
My podcasts flip around, and I only listen to them when I'm on long trips.
But what about, like, is there a show that you've watched since you were a kid and you still watch it?
Not since I was a kid, but the longest running TV show that's a staple is that stupid 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Oh, like the other day. Okay, so my wife and I were catching up on it last night, and my wife loves it more than I do. But she goes. We started watching. She goes, "Oh, I think we must have fallen asleep. We didn't see the end of this that's leading into this." I'm like, "Look, listen for 3 seconds. You can pretty much figure out what happened. Like,
it's not hard.
The storyline, the plots, just all the drama. Like, it's so predictable, and you can miss entire episodes and not feel like you're out of the loop."
Mm-hmm.
So I realized that.
I thought you were going to say, like, America's Next Top Model. Or The Runway Show.
Oh, Project Runway is great. They're coming back on July 9th on Hulu, so I'm all about that.
Would you say 90 Day Fiancé you watch?
More consistently, because they crank more of them out. There's one every Sunday and one every Monday.
It's ridiculous.
And so that's where I'm at. And now we do watch Survivor a lot.
That's gone on a long time.
At 50 seasons. And she's like, I think we're like 4 episodes behind or 3 episodes behind. And she's like, okay, do you want to watch that? But every time we sit down to watch, I want to watch other things. And so she's like, do you mind if I just watch these, by myself? I'm like, absolutely. Because she wants to do it. Like, get caught up. I can miss those 3 episodes and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll just ask you who got voted out. And then you'll like begrudgingly tell me. And then we'll move on from there. What about you, Rock?
I would say the longest podcast I've been listening to.
Don't say it.
Is Radio Rental.
I hate that podcast. Betty came in today, and because Radio Rental has all these dumb stories that never have a conclusion. They never have an out. They never have an ending. They're just like, weird, huh? Like, that's
what I like about it.
And I hate that. I need conclusions. So she comes in today, and she goes, you got a minute? I'm like, yeah, what do you need? I got 2 Radio Rental stories. I'm like, oh, for the love. So I had to sit here and get all my stuff ready. And I'm like, okay, I'm all ears. Go for it. And you told me 2, one of which had a little conclusion. I was better. The second one, once again, no conclusion. So frustrating.
Oh, I liked them both. So I would say, yeah, I have listened to those. Series or TV show, I would probably say Andy Griffith. Because I remember watching that when I was, an infant. And I still watch it. It's like my go-to feel-good show.
Where do you watch it at?
On Pluto TV, on their streaming service.
You have Pluto?
It's free.
Pluto's free?
And they have a whole channel dedicated to it. Let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of Pluto TV because it is free. I hate the ads. I'll tell you that. And they play the same ones over and over and over. That's annoying. But their channels are fantastic.
Really?
They've got a Three's Company one.
What?
They've got one that's all for Bob Ross. They just play constant Bob Ross.
That's so relaxing.
They have one for Andy Griffith. They have one for old unsolved mysteries.
Oh, okay.
That crack me up. Like, they just have so many good channels on there. I just hate the ads.
Well, see, I thought Pluto was a paid for. Oh, I'm thinking of Paramount. Paramount's paid for. Paramount actually looks like it has some decent stuff, but I'm not getting another streaming
I have too
service.
many. And here's the thing, too. Now my mom is watching them. So I'm paying for both of us.
Oh, are you really?
Okay, yeah. And I do it because I love her, and I don't want her to know how much it costs because I get the plans that have no ads. Yeah. Because I want her to enjoy it.
And you want to talk to her about them.
Yeah, and and we've been slowly working our way through Call the Midwife, which I think your wife would really like.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't think you would.
No.
But anyway, so what we try and do is watch at least one episode a night. Maybe it's every other night, and then
call we'll each other.
And we call and talk about it. And
that's great.
She writes little notes about the things that happened so we don't forget what happened and
funny.
Things like that. But there are other shows that she loves. But it's the classic, like, you like this one show on Hulu. Then you like this one show on Disney. Then you like this one show on Peacock.
I have to get HBO Max because we started watching The Pit with Noah Wiley, that medical show, and really liked it.
It's so annoying.
And that's the only show on there I want to watch, but I have to go get it for that. So we got rid of our A-list though, our movie
Oh,
subscriptions.
that's probably a good call.
Yeah, because we weren't using it.
Yeah.
I know when we do show movies, it'll frustrate me because now I've got to pay a bunch of money, but then I'll be spending less.
You do streaming more often anyway.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, we got rid of that because it was going up, too, to like $27 a month for two people.
Like everything.
So 50-something bucks a month.
Yeah, because now I've got Netflix. I've got that Hulu Disney package that's put together.
I have those, too.
I've got, something's playing.
Oh, a promo's playing.
Mike.
That was weird.
Michael. Okay, I've got Spotify. I've also got Chatty G. That's 4.
Yeah.
Then I got Peacock. That's 5.
I have the same ones I think that you have, and I did because I was using someone else's login for the HBO, and so that one I'm gonna have to get now.
Thief!
I know. I got convicted, not by law, but in my spirit. So now I got to pay for it. But there you go. All right, that's gonna have to do it for your Aftercast for today. And as always, thanks for being a potty.